to Wednesday. So I thought that for today's vlog we'd do something a little bit different. I'm going finally to do like our big grocery shop to kind of refill everything. I've been buying bits and bobs over the last month and a half, or at least I guess last month since we've had a fridge. So today I'm doing like the big grocery shop. So I have quite a few things that I'm gonna refill everything on. I'm gonna take you into the stores with me a little bit. It'll probably be a time lapse, and then when we get home I'm gonna show you everything. So I'm making quite a few more stops than I normally would, simply because I don't have the time. Like, I don't want to wait on an online shop, which is where some of these things would come from, and we just haven't done that. And because of the way that we have the money, how I have access to money to buy things, it's a thing. So I'm gonna go through and I'm going to make a few stops and buy a few things, and then we'll kind of talk through what we stock in our fridge, like that are the staples that are always there that I kind of gravitate towards, and then where I get things on like a more discounted level. I feel like I've done this video before, but everything's kind of changed, and I also think that you learn things based on availability in your area. So these shopping habits have developed a little bit over time, and mostly based on where I found things. So the first stop of the day is I'll be home for you. I'll be home for you. Crazy yesterday afternoon when I got home, so I didn't finish filming what I bought. So I'm going to show you everything that like it's staples in our fridge, and then some of the new items that I picked up to try. So we have currently the little upright fridge, sorry, top and bottom fridge. We just have a side-by-side, but with the hurricane and everything, we did a little bit of an upgrade, thank goodness. So basic glance, you'll see a lot of produce. Now, disclaimer, obviously I share this with other people. Some of this is a staple for me, some of it's a staple for them, but I'm gonna kind of talk you through the things that we use on the regular, and then some of the things that, like I said, are new to try. So lettuce, that's fairly a staple. Mom's getting ready to do the plant paradox 3-day detox, and that requires a fair amount of lettuce. So we buy spinach in bulk, cherry tomatoes. So we normally have an assortment of greens going on, and then whatever herbs, fresh herbs I have, normally hang out over here or down in the bottom if they're in the little plastic containers. We have an assortment of bread. Now, I picked up one that's in the freezer, but I've been trying Ezekiel bread again. Mom's been making some Christmas fudge and things like that to send to people, so that's kind of in there. There's normally some kind of non-dairy yogurt floating around. Sometimes there's some Phage. There's normally a couple of the Kite Hill ones. We have a probiotic in here and some pumpkin. Probiotics normally in there, the pumpkin's left over from baking. I normally have at least one of these floating around in the fridge, mostly because I find that it takes up a lot less space to buy the big one rather than having a bunch of little ones. And I bought some hummus the other day to kind of see if that was a thing that we wanted to eat again. A lot of times I'll make it myself, but sometimes we'll buy it. But this is something that we buy semi-regularly, and it's from the Honest Stand. The only place that I found it is at our local Lucky's Market, and these are like dairy-free cheese dips. I haven't tried the garlic parmesan one yet, but I do like the cheddar ones. And of course, we always have eggs. I tend to eat the Vital Proteins ones. These are some other versions, organic, because that was all we could get, but Vital Proteins is normally my fave. So 2 drawers here. Where these are kind of a combination of things, and they're quite packed right now simply because I have a lot of celery for juicing. So there's celery, there's a big thing of ginger, there's some halos in here, a few apples floating around, a lot of lemon, and a couple of oranges. So because I am making more juices right now, there's quite a bit of that. And then we normally always have carrots, beets, cucumbers, zucchini, And avocados are hanging out in here right now simply because we bought a lot for the detox, and they tend to stay fresher in there. So there's some on the counter to ripen, and there's some hanging out in here, but we have a mixture of all of that going on. Now, drawer wise, kind of split this up. Oh, hold on. Okay, so drawer wise, we keep another mixture of stuff. I bought some organic chicken yesterday from one of the second stops that I made. We normally stick with butcher box as far as meat goes, but this is thawing in here. We have some dairy-free cheddar going on, some, oh, if I can pull it out, some dairy-free cream cheese, and then my parents bought some sandwich meat the other day, some fresh herbs. Everything over here tends to be a collection of bars or chocolate for some of these guys. We had a lot of bars whenever we were going through the hurricane, so that still kind of lives in there, and then the chocolate kind of hangs out in here. But this is almost like a quick grab drawer. It definitely won't look the same once we eat all of it, but I still have layer bars left over from the post that I did with them in October, and then like I said, we bought a lot of bars whenever we didn't have a refrigerator because they were easy to keep. Now on the sides, we have non-dairy stuff. Everything in here is essentially non-dairy, and there's only like one thing of regular milk, and that's organic. I bought the macadamia to try because I have not had this yet. So I tried it in my coffee this morning. I'll keep you posted on that. But a lot of times I drink the Nut Pods creamer. You can get it like that, or you'll often find it in pods like these. I normally buy them in bulk, like in packs of 4 on Amazon, but I've noticed these recently at Whole Foods, so I've been picking them up when I've seen them. There's normally some kind of coconut milk in here. I have coconut, hemp, almond, oat, and the holiday nut going on right now. We have a big thing of silk almond milk, and then I bought a thing of milk to try because I haven't tried that before. So essentially this is all things dairy and the like, non-dairy, and then palm shortening because I have been cooking from a lot of the Daniel Walker cookbooks, and they require some palm shortening. And over here is the other random bits. So this is the butter that we tend to use. We were using Earth Balance, but we just prefer, I'm kind of moving everybody over to that. But the other thing that's really kind of note in here is coconut gold. Now I did a full review of this stuff on the blog. They recently switched the flavored ones over, and so now there is not a milk derivative in it, so they are vegan. This is the only one that was available at my health food store that I went to yesterday, so I grabbed that. But normally I stick with the regular. These last for a while. I'll put the review for them down below though. But they are quite strong. You don't tend to eat them. Like, I would not eat nearly as much of this in a serving as I might some of the yogurts that are in the back. And then as far as mayonnaise goes, I tend to use and stick with the Primal Kitchen mayonnaise. That's just a favorite of mine. We don't tend to use a lot of mayonnaise. Everything in this bottom section is a little bit more my parents, but personally I don't tend to use a lot of mayonnaise. I normally have one of these iced coffee things floating around in the fridge just because sometimes that's an option that I want, and it's a lot easier to have a smaller version of it than to brew a lot. But again, personal preferences. And then as far as the freezer goes, we tend to buy some things in bulk. So we always have Mikey's on hand, and Joy Life chips as well. Those were on sale yesterday, so I bought those. And then there's frozen fruit and frozen veg. The things that I would say that if you're looking to kind of start anything, I always buy rice cauliflower frozen. It's a lot easier to function, and then you don't have to worry about trying to grate it and deal with that. So I buy that in bulk frozen. Blueberries and strawberries always. And then some of the Hillary's hemp seed burgers, just because they're easy to have on hand, and any frozen meats. This was also a purchase yesterday to try the sprouted sourdough bread. I have not tried that one, but that is something new we are testing as well. So the other items of note that I got to try, Hue Kitchen came out with these guys. So these are the almond ones, and these are some sour golden berries. I like both of them. If you're not really into like even Sour Patch Kids, this might be a hit or miss, but this one was really good. And then we also normally have tahini. This is great for hummus, for salad dressings, for other things like that. I did buy another thing of arrowroot just because I have some recipes I want to make with that, and some ramen. Good to have on hand. We buy tomato paste. I tend to buy it this way just because it's a lot easier for me to not waste it. And then occasionally I will test out how I'm feeling about ghee, so that's there. And the one thing that I bought yesterday that I have not tried before is pure maple sugar. So yeah, that is kind of the collection of all of the things that I bought. Some of them will get used very quickly, some of them are new to try, but we tend to keep a lot of like fresh fruit and veg going on, heavily on the vegetable side, and then we filter in as needed. But yeah, so that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and a little quick peek into my fridge, the staples, and what we keep on hand. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.